Hi, I'm Darlene.
And I'm Gene.
We're the Roaming Retirees, and in today's video, we're in Patagonia. We'll be visiting the beautiful city of El Calafate, hub to the Perito Moreno Glacier National Park, Territory, and the surrounding area of Lago Argentino.
And we're usually running a few weeks ahead of our videos, so if you want to know where we currently are, just follow us along on Instagram. Now let's go check out El Calafate. All right, the first thing we noticed when we got to the airport was that there is no Uber service. And it is about 30 miles outside of town, so you do want to make sure that you can arrange for a taxi or some kind of service to get you into town.
Yeah, we didn't do that, and when we got there, all the taxis were pre-reserved, and we called our hotel and asked our hotel what they could do, and they actually arranged a taxi to come out and pick us up. So we had to wait a little while for our taxi to come, and then we had that 30-minute drive back to the hotel. So make sure you do that ahead, because we didn't do that. We were just so used to having the Uber that we kind of took it for granted that there would be an Uber there.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then after we got to our hotel, we kind of settled in, and then we went down and took a walk down to the bus terminal. And then that's where we started buying our bus tickets and inquiring about bus tickets for the next day, because we wanted to do the walking tour. And so we ended up buying our bus tickets, and they were $37.50 US per person. And it's not a tour, that's the bus that gets you out to the walking trails. And also there is a $12.79 per person. What was that, a boarding fee?
Boarding fee, just so you can get on the bus.
Yeah, so that was separate from the bus ticket. And then when you drive out to the Perito Moreno Glacier, you come into the national park, and then they stop the bus there too, and you have the opportunity to purchase your park tickets, which were $33.50 per person. And make sure you hold on to those tickets if you plan on doing any kind of other excursion, because if you have to enter the national park again the next day, they will give you a discount. But we ended up doing the walking tour that day.
Yeah.
And so the bus dropped us off at the lower parking lot. And oh man, that was beautiful.
And once you get to the lower parking lot, there are a lot of different options for things you can do.
Yeah, they have a big lodge.
Um,
and it's got a restaurant, restrooms, gift shop.
You can arrange to take a kayak out to the glacier, and there were some people in our group that did that. There's also a
ice trekking tour and boat tours.
Yeah, there's a boat that takes you out in front of the glacier out there too, and you can do that. But we just opted to walk, so.
Well, we were doing a cruise the next day, so we didn't really need to do any boat tours or anything like that. And then when I was saying there was an ice trekking tour, that's something where you can actually make arrangements to have a tour guide take you out and walk on the glaciers. So we don't know really anything about that one either, because we didn't inquire. We just saw that it was an option.
Yeah.
And so if that's something that you want to do, that is an option that's there. As far as the walking trails, they're elevated metal graded trails. And easy to walk on, beautiful. They walk all along the glacier. First you walk kind of through the woods, and then you come up on the glacier, and it is just beautiful. The farther you walk, the closer you get to the glacier, and the views just get better and better as you're walking.
Yeah. And
so it really wasn't overcrowded. I didn't feel like it was overcrowded, even though there was several bus groups there.
Yeah, when you got to kind of a lookout spot, people would crowd in there. But if you just walk 10 feet up the rampway a little bit, you had a wide open shot.
Yeah, people would stop at those touring spots, and we did too, but then we realized if we just got off the little pedestal area where they had people that could look out, and we kind of walked up maybe, like he said, 10 feet. We actually got clear, beautiful pictures, the same shot you would have got right at the lookout point, and yet we got the same shot with no people. So
yeah,
it was kind of nice. And then there was areas like we packed some snacks and packed water and stuff like that. And there was a couple areas where they had benches at the lookout spots, and we stopped and we ate an apple or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and there is a lot of steps.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot of up as you're going.
Yeah.
But
it is a lot of up. So
but it's a very nice walk. You don't have to hurry, and you can go at your own pace.
Yeah, they do have, like, when you do the bus tour like that, though, they do have a given time you have to be back to the bus.
Yeah, but
So
we
you have
had
to
plenty
keep that.
of time.
Lots of time.
To take a leisurely walk up there, get all the way through, and
Yeah.
had no problem.
And it's
at
about
all.
a 3-mile walk on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to the top of the trail, there's a whole nother lodge up there. It's got a cafe, and it's got, I think, a gift shop, and it's got restrooms and things like that there too. And then they also offer a shuttle service that will take you back to the lower lot if that's where you're meeting your bus. So some buses stopped at the upper lot and some buses stopped at the lower lot, and ours went to the lower lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then when we completed our trek through on the trail and spent a lot of time looking at the glacier, I mean, we got ample time. And then when we completed that, the restaurant there is actually really beautiful. I mean, it's got beautiful views of the glacier and really good menu, really good food. So we ended up eating at that restaurant and having lunch. Mm-hmm. And so we had, like I said, we had plenty of time, and then we got back into our bus pretty much just in time. You know, it was like we only had like 5 or 10 minutes to spare by the time we were done, but it worked out fine. We were able to use restrooms
like I said,
and do all that.
We didn't feel like we were rushed or anything.
And we actually did not take the shuttle back from the top. We walked all the way back.
Yeah, and I don't know if we were supposed to do that.
Yeah, well, we could have, there was a trail you could have walked on, a return trail, but Gene and I didn't know that. So we walked on the road, and we got honked at a few times, and we got a few of these like, no, you're not supposed to be out here on this road. But we did. We walked down the road, and there was only a couple spots where it was a little sketchy because there was no sidewalk or nothing.
Yeah.
So there was a couple spots where the bus is coming around these sharp corners, and we're like, oopsie, I don't think we're supposed to be here. Because they would honk at us and literally shake their finger at us like, no, you're not supposed to be here.
But in our defense, we did ask a couple people, and they just said, I think they were sending us to where the shuttle comes and picks it up. But they said, no, you just go down there.
And so we just kind of kept walking.
So we did. We walked out, and we just went down there and walked down the road.
Yeah, and it was up another 3 miles. So it was quite a walk. But anyway, we did it. And so it didn't matter to us because it was all downhill.
No, but our day at the glacier, I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
you could hear it cracking, you could hear it.
Oh, we got to see a couple big icebergs fall.
And we had that, and just the sound of it and everything.
Yeah,
it's really beautiful.
And that one really cracked like back because it goes way far back that you can't see.
Yeah,
and you could really hear it cracking and echoing, through that canyon there.
Yeah,
so.
I would say the closest thing I've heard to that is
in Alaska.
Is thunder.
Well, no, when we were in Alaska, we heard that cracking.
Oh, yeah, when you're there, but the sound of a glacier cracking sounds almost like thunder.
Oh, yeah. So, but the last time I heard that was way up in Alaska when we went to a couple glaciers up there.
Yeah.
And that was, it is loud.
Yeah.
You can really hear it and it echoes. But anyway, it's really beautiful, and highly recommend doing the walking tour. And then we got back to town, and we decided to go downtown because it was quite a drive from the national park back to town. And then we got back to town, and then we ended up walking downtown El Calafate, and we decided to stop and have a little appetizer at this place. And when we ordered our appetizer, we ordered these ribs because this place was it was one of those places, they had the big fire and they had the lamb up on the fire. And we were like, oh, this looks like a fun place to stop. And they had these kind of like lounge area, more like not tables and chairs, but more like lounge area outside. So we decided to sit out there and we ordered a glass of wine and we ordered these ribs. Well, in town, there's all these dogs that they belong to people. They have collars and stuff, but they just roam.
And they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. There's dogs everywhere. And so we're sitting there, and when our ribs came out, suddenly we're surrounded by dogs. I mean, we had probably every dog in town, and there was this one dog, and he was laying there, and
he laid there on the sidewalk.
Dead.
He laid there on the sidewalk, and he would not move for anybody. And literally, people were looking at him to see if he was still alive.
Yeah,
because he did look like he was dead laying there, but pretty soon he got up and moseyed on down there. And
it was funny.
And like I said, the other dogs, as you're walking through town, all of a sudden they just kind of, where are you going? I'll go with you. And all of a sudden they walk along like they're your dog.
I know. And it's like, it's not our dog, and we're like going, go home, go.
Yeah,
all these dogs.
They just follow along. You might have one, you might have two, you might have four. You never know.
Yeah, so it was kind of funny. But where we got the ribs was Casamiro Bigua, and they were delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Those were really good.
I mean, we both looked like we were starving, but it was so good. And so anyway, besides the dogs, we enjoyed that.
I mean, they weren't really a nuisance, trying to get up on your table or anything like that. They just
gathered around.
Yeah, they hung out and they lay down next to you or whatever. And
well, the one was already there because he was at the table next to us, the dead one that we found.
Yeah, he was there. And
so when we sat down, he was already sitting at the table or laying at the table next to us.
Yeah, he laid right in the middle of the sidewalk, and everybody just walked around him.
Yeah.
It was really kind of funny.
A couple people stopped and looked at him like, is he alive? Because he did not move. Anyway, but that was kind of funny. And then the next day we took that boat, the boat tour. We went out on Marpatag, and that was a wonderful tour.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
It was very pricey.
Yeah,
it was more than we would normally ever spend on a tour.
But I mean, you go all the way to Patagonia, and it's one of the main things to do there.
Yeah.
And I would say you definitely want to do it. It's worth the money.
Absolutely. And so we did that boat tour, and I think it was like 10 hours long. And they picked you up at the hotel. That was an option. We didn't have to have that, but we did pay the extra. It's a little extra to have them pick you up, and so we did pay that.
Yeah.
Because we're on foot, we didn't do anything else.
They showed up right on time.
Yeah, they showed up on time, and we got out to the tour boat, and first we got to the national park, and then we showed them our tickets from the day before, and then they gave us half off the second day.
Yeah.
Park tickets. So that's what I was saying. Hold on to those tickets if you go the day before to the walking tour like we did. But anyway, so we got to the boat. We actually boarded. We had to cross one boat and board another boat. So that was, it was a little different. And then it also included a lunch, a box lunch. And so that came later. I mean, we got out, we started touring, and they started taking us to different glaciers and different viewing sites and whatever. And then, I think one of the best parts of the tour was seeing all the glaciers, yes, because we saw like 10 that day.
Yeah, we saw
glaciers.
A bunch of different glaciers.
But I think one of the best things we did was they came up along some little inlet, and they parked the boat there. And then we all got off the boat. They had like a little ramp that they put out, and we could walk off the boat. And then we got down onto the land and walked maybe a half a mile on a little trail. We crossed a little creek. It was really pretty.
Yeah.
And we were in the countryside and there was nobody around. I mean, it was really secluded. And then we all of a sudden came across this little log cabin.
Yeah.
And then our guide, he kind of told us all about the settlers that were there 100 and some years ago.
Yeah,
and
it looked like a homestead. Basically.
It was a homestead, and
yeah.
they farmed it, and they had cows, and you know, they had a few rough years, and after a few rough years, they ended up abandoning it. Yeah. And I think partially it was the government had something to do with it too, because there was something with the government. I do remember in the speech, but I can't remember, you know, all what he was talking about. But anyway, they abandoned it and they left their cows there. Well, over the last 100 years, these cows kept rebreeding, and now there's a herd of wild cows there. Mm-hmm. And so when we were there, we saw the cows, because they said you might or might not see the cows. They are wild and they roam. It was, you know, over 1,000 acres or whatever.
Yeah, but luckily they were on the hill.
They were up on the hill. The guy did say that if you encounter a cow, you know, don't approach them. They're wild, and actually they can be kind of ornery. So we saw them, but they were far up on the hill, and we weren't bothered by them at all. Yeah. So it was just kind of cool. We were like, what did you just say? You said one wild cow doesn't look different than a tame cow.
Yeah.
They look the same, but anyway, but probably not as nice as a tame cow. So anyway, but we had beautiful views of the water.
Yeah, it was right on the lake. The lake was beautiful. It was sunny. The sun had come out, and that's one thing I will tell you. It's a little chilly out on that lake, so you want to make sure you bring a good coat.
Yeah.
You know,
it was actually cold.
Not just a light windbreaker. You want to bring a pretty good coat.
When that wind was blowing and we were outside, that was cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
So anyway, but we did the boat tour, and then that boat tour, there was an option when you bought the boat tour. You could either do boat and then end with the land tour, or you could just do the boat and end up back where you started. Yeah. And so we had done the land tour the day before, so we just did the boat. But when we got down to Perito Moreno Glacier, after the completion of the 9 other glacier tour, Perito Moreno Glacier, half the boat got off because they were going on the land tour. Yeah. And so the other half of us stayed on, and then they would return us back. But they took that boat really nice up close to the glaciers. Yeah. And we got some beautiful views of glaciers and these giant icebergs.
Yeah, some of those icebergs were bigger than the boat.
Oh man. And it was so incredible.
Yeah, they're bright blue and
we've never been that close to glaciers or icebergs. Yeah. Because when we did the cruise to Alaska, we're talking about glaciers earlier, we were on a big cruise ship. This was it was a bigger boat, but not a cruise ship by any means. It was a catamaran, right? Yeah. Yeah. So it was able to get up closer, and the icebergs felt like they were right there. And the boat drivers were great about letting us sit and take pictures and video. And
we got some calving where it was breaking off and falling in the water.
Yeah, that was really cool. Mm-hmm. So anyway, and then we took our boat back where we started. They cruised up the lake, and we ended up
back on the bus.
Back on the bus.
The bus is taking you right back and dropped us right at the hotel.
Yep. So that was a great tour. That's a highly recommended. So it's Glacier Tours of Marpatag, and we'll put links below to the things that we did and enjoyed doing. Mm-hmm. And then our third day, because we weren't there very long, our third day was we wanted to explore the town, because we really only went to town that night to, have some little bite to eat.
Yeah, we just got kind of right in the end of the town.
Yeah, and so we ended up our third day. We just explored the town. We went into an old church and read a little bit of the history on the signs that they had in town, and did some shops, a few of the little shops. Matter of fact, there was this one shop there, and if we weren't full-time travelers, I would have been shopping there because they had some beautiful pieces that I could see taking home, but we decided, no, we're not going to buy things along the way. And so we didn't, darn it. But anyway, no. And then that night, we actually went to dinner it's called Asador Porito Restaurant. And it was a nice restaurant. It was another one of those that had the lamb cooking over the fire. And we got steak that night.
Yep.
And it was so good. I mean, the steak in Argentina is just excellent. It's just really good. Argentina's known for its steak, and it was great.
And it's not that expensive.
So remember though, at some of these restaurants, when you're ordering a steak, it's kind of a la carte. So if you want a salad, you have to order a salad. You don't really get a lot of, like in the United States, if you order a steak, you get baked potato, you get vegetables, and you could possibly get a salad. It's not like that,
Yeah, if you order a steak, you get a steak.
You get a steak. And so, I think we had a steak and salad, so.
Yeah.
And usually if we ordered a side salad, it was big enough to where we shared a side salad.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we did that day, and then our time there was done. That area though, El Calafate, it's really known. It's kind of a stopping point for a lot of people because that area is kind of known for hiking, mountain climbing, and those kind of things. It's for those
the glacier
adventurous
is
people.
one thing, but I think that's the main thing.
I mean, everybody in town, there was like hiking clothes.
Yeah, everybody, hiking boots, hiking clothes,
yeah.
poles, you see people walking, backpacks.
Yeah, so we were like a little out of place there because we're not hikers.
Yeah.
And so it was very much, you could tell, geared toward that outdoor activities.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, they stop there and they go to El Chaltén, which is only like 136 miles away.
Yeah.
And they spend more time, probably 2 or 3 nights in El Calafate, and then they go up there and spend, a week or so up in
doing whatever.
So we did not do that. We talked about it. We did discuss maybe going up there just to go see it.
Yeah.
But we were just like, no, we're going to be...
We actually got tired just talking about it.
Yeah.
So we decided we're going to skip it.
We're not mountain climbers. We're not hikers.
It actually was another full day. We had talked about taking the tour out. And there was a hike that went with it. And we were exhausted.
And one of the other things that I can say about that area that I really was happy about was we found Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
We went the first night we were there. Gene and I had been craving Mexican food for about a month. We've been traveling about a month, and we weren't able to, just for whatever reason in our location, couldn't find Mexican food.
Yeah.
And then when we got to El Calafate, it was right down the street from our hotel. So we were so happy. We went down there the very first night and got Mexican food, and it was different, and it was kind of a fun little plate that we got because it was like a big sampler, and it had like 5 things on it or something.
Yeah. It was really good.
It was really good.
They did a good job.
And so we were really happy because it took us over a month in the tiny little town of El Calafate before we found our...
And I don't remember the name of the restaurant.
I don't either.
But it was right across the street from the bus station.
There you go.
So
that was another good thing. So if you're traveling through Argentina and you haven't been able to find Mexican food and you get to El Calafate, you will find it there.
Right across from the bus station.
Right across from the bus station. So anyway, but no, we had a great time there. I mean,
we've been a lot of city as we've been traveling, as we've been through Mendoza and what's the other one?
Cordova,
that's it.
Buenos
Yeah.
Aires.
Yeah, all
So-
those, it's all city, so this was nice. This was more outdoorsy and geared to the outdoors, I thought, so.
Well,
It-
it was definitely, I mean, we had moments of being out in nature in these other cities, but it was definitely the most nature.
Yeah, you're out in the mountains. And
It's in the mountains, yeah.
And it's a smaller,
And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the glaciers are something just spectacular to see.
yeah.
So definitely worth the visit. So anyway, we're on our way on the next video to Ushuaia. And that stop for me was a big one on the planning of this whole trip, because my goal was to see penguins. so on the next video, we're gonna hit a penguin colony. So anyway, thanks for watching today.
And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like, follow along, and we'll see you next time down in Ushuaia.
All right, ciao.
Ciao.